Hi, this is Manasvi,
And I'm Vachna.
and we've done an appreciative inquiry exercise here today. We've looked into our innovation archetypes, reflected on our strengths, how we show up in teams, and what we would like to grow into in the foreseeable future. We have questions here in our notebooks, and we're going to be pretty much being in a conversation here, doing questions one by one. I'm going to start off by asking Vachna her first question. How do your core strengths, as listed in your canvas, show up in the way you generate or support ideas?
So one of my core strengths in my canvas was that I ask very direct questions, um, in the sense that if I don't understand anything at any point, I'm not afraid to ask about it, even if that sometimes change the direction of the conversation and brings up new points. I will do that. I think that just makes the conversation better and makes my concepts clear as well. The second thing in which I like to support ideas is that I like to create, I try to create environments where everybody in the group can contribute, can feel safe to say what they want. I think when we have honest conversations and have a safe space, the conversations are way better in the terms that newer ideas come up. People are not afraid to criticize things, are not afraid to speak up, are not afraid to have debates. So I think that just makes everything better. Yeah, that were my core strengths in my canvas. And
I believe at the same, I completely agree with this. Firstly, I also believe that based on the reading we did recently on synergy,
yeah,
I feel like
that
that
totally
matches up
relates
to you
it. Yeah,
so much. That's so nice.
yeah, that's great. So, um, continuing to that, I would like to ask you about your innovation archetype and which part of the canvas feels most to who you are as an innovator.
I feel like the questions help me understand how, and the canvas after making it, about how I bring structure and which I, when things are so chaotic and there is a lot of unclearness, like everything's pretty much unclear. I try to probably I come off like a compass or someone on the chessboard trying to strategize their way through. I think I do bring a lot of structure. A good example would be with my baking business. We had so many things we had to decide, from what we wanted on the menu because we had so many options to choose from, the channel distributions, and what supplier can we have for certain things, as well as who takes on what role. I feel just writing it down, creating timelines, having a roadmap helped me understand and helped all of us understand. And this whole overwhelming, chaotic process became so, um, I guess, in a way, peaceful. In a way, it brought us a lot of structure. It helped us understand what's the next step, what do we do now. And I feel like my teammates and me were my partners at the time, we were very, very happy about how things were going. And the structure helped us even understand each other better because we understood what our core strengths were as we moved forward. And we knew actually, the structure even helped us understand who can take what role. So, yeah, I think the canvas definitely helped me understand that better.
That's very impressive that you had your own business.
Thank
Um,
you.
Coming on to the second question, in your canvas, you describe your collaboration style. Can you share an example of how that style has helped a team or project succeed?
So my collaboration style is actually balancing openness, and which helps us actually guide decisions in a way and helps us strive and probably come to the right direction or um, come to the right decision. For example, in my project management course, or when it came to my consulting course with Dr. Matt, actually, we learned something about the 2x2 matrix, and this is something I even apply to my courses now about urgency and importance. So understanding what is the most important thing and understanding what's the most urgent thing to be done, that becomes like my top priority. And that's what I try to bring into group projects as well, that okay, this is the most important thing, this is the second most important thing, and these things can wait. Some things can just wait for a little longer. That's what I try to do with my assignments. That's what I try to do with my group projects. I feel like that's helped us understand what comes next, rather than getting overwhelmed by seeing the whole plate being so filled, as compared to just taking baby steps and understanding, okay, this is the next thing. And I feel like that helps all of us in the team feel like, okay, now we have a structure, now we know what to do. Also helps us deliver things on time rather than being just overwhelmed and honestly cranky about the whole process, because I know group projects can be incredibly exhausting sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah, that
um,
was.
I'll
Yeah.
come to your second question. If someone else was reading your canvas for the first time, what would you want them to understand about your innovation identity? And does it accurately represent you, in your opinion?
So my archetype was orchestrator. I think that archetype, if somebody has read about it, often comes as an archetype, which means a person is dominating in a group, doesn't let people speak. But I will say that's not the truth entirely. Uh, I do feel some of the qualities in that archetype, like being decisive and proactive, uh, is true in my case. I do feel I am a person who lets others speak, and I like to participate in the group, but I like to listen to what others have to contribute in the conversation as well. So yeah, I think certain parts of this quiz were correct, and certain parts I feel like I do relate to other archetypes like psychologist. I think I'm a very empathetic person. So yeah, I think a quiz can't really decide who you are as a person entirely.
Yeah, Orchestrator was the minority.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was a
and
minority.
I'm a strategist, which is I think it was 14%. So yeah, but I believe it's also it was a bit of the part of the majority though. So yeah.
Yeah, so coming on to your question, when you think about the mark that you leave behind after a project, not just the work, but how people remember working with you, what do you hope that is?
Honestly, that's a profound question actually. Uh, I believe, or at least I hope, to leave them in the project, because school is incredibly exhaustive and so is work life. I hope to leave them with some sort of a peace of mind when it comes to working with me. Um, I hope they feel that they don't have to carry the whole load by themselves. And that's what I try to bring in with structure and obviously, like on a chessboard, when you strategize things, you try to probably understand the opponent's thinking as well. So that's probably how I try to understand how other people are feeling, and trying to honestly get people together and bring structure. I believe a bit of a problem with that can be that I try to rush really fast when it comes to, as a strategist, I try to get to the answer too quickly or the structure too quickly, and I forget that we're still in the ideation phase. We're still looking for ideas here, and we're still trying to develop a few things. I always forget that we need to have exploration as well as experimenting with things, and as compared to just diving right into it. So execution can come with exploration as well as some ambiguity, like sitting with ambiguity, sitting with the randomness that comes to me a bit hard. And I'm trying to learn that as we move. But yeah, I do hope to bring people a bit of a peace of mind in the whole process.
Well, yeah, I'm sure I worked with you, and I know you do definitely are a very structured person and bring a lot of peace to my mind.
Thank
So,
you.
yeah.
The last question for today for Vachna. When a project wraps up and the team looks back, what's the thing people usually remember you for? Maybe something they've learned from you, or the kind of the impact you leave behind.
So I would like to share an example for this, and a very accurate example for this. I was a soft last year, and we have this tradition in solving that at the end of the week, we all of the softs, we sit together and we open the positive affirmation chits that we have written for each other throughout the week, positive things that we liked about them. And some of the things that people wrote about, my teammates wrote about me, was that I am a very positive person. I'm a person who is a cheerleader, who will I'm a go-getter. I will always cheer for things. I will always look on the brighter side, even if things are not working out. I will not give up and try again as many times as I can. And people said I am as a person very helping. I was always there to lend a hand, which I think that was a very positive feedback, and I felt really nice about it. And I hope I can continue to bring these qualities in all the group projects that I do. I hope to have the same positive feedback in other group projects in the future as well. Yeah.
I absolutely agree with the positivity part because um, I've worked with her in the past too, and she always brings that sort of radiating energy to the team, listens to everybody as well. I really appreciate that about you. So yeah.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
Anyways, this was all for our um, archetype. Again, I was a strategist,
I was an orchestrator.
and we worked pretty well together.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.